And we welcome you live to the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex in Jersey City as we bring you the first home game of the 2019 season for your Gothic Knight baseball team. As today they take on, out of the Capital Athletic Conference, the Wolverines of Wesley College, coming in with a record of 1-9-1 on the season, losing a doubleheader yesterday against Marymount. Ira Thor with you here live on Gothic Vision. Janine Massetti is our producer today. Jim Massetti on stats. Oh, hey, congratulations, guys. Jim Turvey on stats. And Shania Robinson braving the elements down the third base side on our field camera. NJCU played 6 games in Florida. They won half of them. The final 3 of the trip went 3-3 as they close out Florida in style. Started off struggling to get hits, but NJCU with wins over Concordia, Moorhead, and then knocking off both Simpson, Iowa, and Gordon. And they come back to New Jersey, about a 50-degree temperature swing between their last game in Florida and their first game here in New Jersey. Give you the starting lineups for both squads here. For Wesley, again, looking to try to solve their pitching woes, which has been their biggest problem thus far this year. Corey Jones will lead off in center field. Jason Bach catches and bats second. William Muster is the DH hitting third. Jordan Marucci is the shortstop and the cleanup hitter. William Foster is the right fielder batting fifth. John Joins is the third baseman hitting sixth. Brock Wingate's at first base batting seventh. Kyle Schneider in left field batting eighth. And Daquan Jefferson, the second baseman, bats ninth. Matt Ortiz will be on the mound today. For NJCU defensively, there you see warming up Paul Tanasilli, the rookie out of Old Bridge, gets the ball to open today's game. He will throw to another freshman in Anthony Palmisano. At first base is the NJAC Rookie of the Week, another freshman, and that's Ricky Voss. Your second baseman is senior Matt Corsi. Nick Legato, the all-region performer at shortstop, another senior. Rounding out the senior infielder is Tom Pulsini at third base. In the outfield, Leo Colon, the redshirt freshman, in left. Center field is senior Jesse Crafts, and all NJAC right fielder Juan Pena in right. Umpire today will be David Baruca, calling balls and strikes with Derek Brooks in the field. Leading off, center fielder number 3, Corey Jones. We are a little short on student help today as everybody's still away for spring break, so I will be doing the play-by-play and also doing the PA announcing, so that's what you will hear during the game. As Paul Tanasilli, the rookie out of Old Bridge, of course, he is the producer and director of a lot of our broadcasts during the year. Him and Janine are pretty much splitting duties this year. Can't do it while he's on the mound. But first pitch by Tanasilli, knuckleball for a called strike. Oh, called a ball on that one. Ball 1, so it's ball 1. Right behind home plate. Freshly painted white for the first game of the year. Tanasilli, knuckleball just wide. Paul will throw primarily knuckleballs. Called strike. 2-1. Ground ball. Tanasilli couldn't barehand it, but Legato's right there for a 1, or I should say a 6-3, and out number 1 as Jones retired to start the game. Catcher number 11, Jason Bach. Bach hitting .231 on the year. He has started all 11 games. He's one of 5 players on the team that has started every game. Wesley's 0-3 on the road this year. Tanasilli deals. That's a called strike. He 1-1. Ground ball over to Tom Pulsini at third base. 2 up, 2 away here in the top of the first. Now batting, designated hitter number 22, William Musser. So Musser, the DH, hitting .293. First pitch popped in the air, out of play over our heads. And that's hit in the air. Shallow right field. Pena coming in, but Voss settles underneath it on the edge of the outfield grass. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the first. As Matt Ortiz, the starting pitcher for Wesley, does his warm-up pitching, let's take a look at the lineup for the Gothic Knights. Tom Pulsini will lead off playing third base. Jesse Kraft bats second in center field. Nick Legato is the shortstop hitting third. Juan Pena, the right fielder, is the cleanup hitter. Matt Corsi bats fifth and plays second base. Mike Albunia bats sixth as the DH. Ricky Voss bats seventh. He's the first baseman. Anthony Palmasano catches and bats eighth. Leo Colon will bat ninth today, playing left field. Defensively for the Wolverines, as Ortiz throws to Jason Bach, the catcher. First baseman is Brock Wingate, the second baseman, Daquan Jefferson. Jordan Marucci is the shortstop, the third baseman, John Joins. In the outfield, left to right, Kyle Schneider in left. Center fielder is Corey Jones, and the right fielder is William Foster. Leading off for the Knights, third baseman, number 27, Tom Pulsini. So Pulsini to lead off for NJCU as they play their first home game of the 2019 season. Pulsini hitting .412, starting all 6 games at second or third base, 7 for 17, with 2 extra base hits and 3 RBIs. And 1 ball count here. Swung on and foul tip. And 1 ball and 1 strike. Ortiz, this is his third appearance, his first start of the year. 3.1 innings. As Pulsini is hit right on the shoulder blade, he'll be aboard. As the 4th batter that Ortiz has hit in 3 1/3 innings. 333 opposing batting average on the year. He's allowed 10 runs and 5 hits in 3 1/3 innings. That's a 21.60 ERA. I'll bring up Jesse Kraft, who we will announce in a second after the throw down to first. Now batting, center fielder, number 2, Jesse Kraft. Again, they check on Pulsini. Wingate had to reach across Pulsini to grab that throw from Ortiz. as a called strike. That's high. Low to Kraft. 2 balls and a strike. Now it's 3-1. We're teaching Janine how to use the graphics. Her first game doing baseball for us. And that will be ball 4. So the Gothic Knights with a hit batter and a walk with 2 men on to open the bottom of the first. And that will bring up this shortstop, number 7, Nick Logato. So Logato hitting .280 so far this year, 7 for 25, 4 runs scored, 2 doubles, and 2 RBIs, with a golden opportunity here in the bottom of inning number 1. Both runners go. The throw will not be made. It's a double steal as Kraft takes second and Pulsini third. So the Gothic Knights immediately with an RBI opportunity here in the first. Off the plate, gloved by the catcher Bach. Of course, not much foul territory behind home plate here at the Garrity Complex. 2-1 count. That's wide. 3-1 to Logato with dangerous Juan Pena on deck. The 3-1. That's a called strike, curveball on the inside corner. And the count is full to Logato with 2 on and nobody out. And he lines this to right field. That will bring in a run. Catch is made by Foster. Pulsini comes home. The throw is wide, and that will allow Kraft to advance and take third. So on the throw, Kraft goes to third. That's a sac fly RBI. Nick Logato with the sacrifice. That's his 3rd RBI of the season, his 2nd sac fly. And the Gothic Knights on board 1-0 here in the first. And with 1 out, Juan Pena comes up with a chance to make it 2-0. Pena leads the team with 5 RBIs on the year, 7 for 25 overall. High. Inside the Pena, and it's 3-0. Matt Corsi is on deck. Pena in the air, shallow right field. Foster coming in, outgoing the second baseman, Jefferson, who's able to shield his eyes and make the catch. Not deep enough to score Kraft. And now with 2 the way, Matt Corsi's due up. Corsi, the senior second baseman, out of Toms River, had a great close to his trip in Florida and is now hitting .353. He's played all 6 games, started 5 of them. He's 6 for 17 on the year with 4 RBIs. So it'll be a 1-ball, no strike count. Inside, Corsi had to dip out of the way of that one. We are live here in Jersey City. 42 degrees, partly cloudy skies at game time on St. Patrick's Day 2019. Gothic Knights are wearing their St. Patrick's green. Of course, they wear that all other games as well, so it's not really special in terms of uniforms. I'm wearing green, though. 3 layers of green because it is kind of cold today. And as ball 4, so Corsi walks, and with 2 outs, the Gothic Knights have runners on first and third. Is this really Mike Albuna's walkout song? He chose this himself? Interesting. So Mike Albuna, the senior DH out of Jersey City's Hudson Catholic, with quite an interesting warm-up song. I don't even know the name of the song. But if that pumps him up to drive in a run, that gets past the catcher, Bach, but won't roll far enough for anything to happen. Ball 1. It's 42 right now. It should warm up to as much as 45 towards the later innings of this game. A little bit of a wind off the base, so it feels like 35 degrees right now. Albuna checks swing. That was right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike. Albuna is hitting .231 on the year with 2 RBIs, 3 hits and 13 at-bats. That's low, 2-1. Inside to Mike Albuna, 3-1. And outside, so Albuna walks. And that loads the bases. Now batting, the first baseman, number 23, Ricky Voss. That's a curve by Ortiz. Bases loaded for the NJAC Rookie Hitter of the Week. That is high, but belt high, and a called strike by the umpire, David Baruca. Voss hitting .238 on the year, had a couple rough games to close the trip. He's got 5 hits, a double, and 3 RBIs overall. And he hits that one in the air to deep right center field, but Foster will settle underneath it and make the catch. And the Gothic Knights lead the bases loaded. Without a hit here in the first inning, they are able to score once, taking advantage of a pair of walks. Paul Tanasoli will go back out for the second inning. His team up 1-0. Leading off the shortstop, number 34, Jordan Marucci. So Wesley will bat here in the top of the second inning, 1-0 Gotham Knights. We apologize on your scoreboard if you thought it was 2-0. It was really 1-0. Janine Massetti, our producer, is learning the sport of baseball on the fly. This is the first baseball game she's ever worked in her career, as has popped up foul. So how's it going so far? How are you enjoying your first baseball game, Janine?
It's going good. I like it. I really like it.
Did you not realize, though, that you actually have to have a base hit or a sac fly to actually get a run there?
Yeah, I'm trying to learn.
Learning on the fly?
Yeah.
And that's what we do sometimes. First game of the year when we have a soccer player learning a sport that does not involve kicking the ball. Different skill set. By the end of the year, she's going to want to come out and swing the bat. I guarantee it. 1-2 here to Marucci. He'll be followed by Foster and Joins. Off the plate. Janine is sitting next to a baseball expert in Jim Turvey. He's also a softball expert now after 12 games with the ladies in South Florida. That's fouled away. So it'll be 2-2. Check swing. Foul. Popped in the air to right center field. Kraft looks up, makes the catch for out number 1. One out, that will bring up the third baseman Joins. Correction, the right fielder William Foster. Now batting right fielder number 27, William Foster. One out here in the top of the second. That's high. I called a strike in that one. Second time I've been fooled. We have a different angle than the umpire, though. We're about 3 feet higher than him in the box. So we no balls and 2 strikes. Just off the plate. Tennessee came into play today. 2 appearances, both in relief. 2 innings, he allowed 2 runs. 1 strikeout, 5 walks. That off the end of the bat, shallow center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. First hit of the game for the Wolverines with 1 out. So 1 out, 1 on. That brings up third baseman number 17, John Joins. Joins is a junior out of Newcastle, Delaware, 5'8", 195-pound right-handed hitter. He is their team's top hitter so far through 11 games. .333 hitter, 9 hits, and 27 at-bats with 3 RBIs. The primary camera that you're looking at from over the field, we actually had to climb up onto the roof of our press box and clip that to the batting cage. Pete Vincent gets all the credit for that one. As he scaled the roof, handed him the equipment, he was able to attach it. Camera does move a little bit with the wind, so we will go back and forth between that one because you can't completely see the batter. And then Shania Robinson's on our third base camera. We also have a third camera which shows you the NJCU dugout. We'll show you what they're doing from time to time. The 2-1, that's fouled off to our right. Voss will give it a look, but it's out of play. would like to eventually add a center field camera, but there's no electricity anywhere out there. So I have to find a solution that would make that possible. It's about a 400-foot run from the nearest power outlet. So let's see if we can find a solar camera. Three balls and two strikes to the third baseman, John Joins, with one out here in the top of the second. 1-0 Gotham Knights on top. Tanasili throws over to first to check on the runner. So Foster aboard with one out. First hit of the game for either team. Tanasili deals just off the plate with the curve. And the Wolverines have runners on first and second with one out here in the first. So that brings up the first baseman, Brock Wingate, who will announce to the crowd in a moment. Knuckle inside. First baseman, number 42, Brock Wingate. It definitely feels 50 degrees colder than it did in Florida, because it is. Tanasili fools Wingate there with that pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wingate hitting .267 on the year with 4 hits, including a double and 1 RBI. Got a chance to tie the game up here. Swung on and missed. And it'll be a ball and 2 strikes here. Wingate is a freshman out of Frankfort, Delaware, 5'11", 215. Tanasili looking at Foster at second. He deals. And that's lined over the head of a leaping Polsini into left field. Colon is there. He gets to it quickly and fires it into Polsini, so it'll be a single to left. Everyone will advance 1 base, and the bases are full of Wolverines with 1 out here in the second. The left fielder, number 13, Kyle Schneider. So Kyle Schneider will try to get the Wolverines on the board. 5'11", 190-pound sophomore out of Middletown, Delaware. Tanasili deals. Just misses inside. Ground ball foul up the third base side. And that is strike 1, 1-1. Schneider hitting .200 on the year, 2 hits and 10 at-bats. Has not had an RBI yet on the year. The 1-1, that's high. 2-1. Inside, nearly clipped him. And it's 3-1. A walk would force in the tying run. That's a called strike, 3-2. Cliff Prescott, our brand new esteemed photographer, standing to my right, taking some shots. That's a beauty shot through the backstop right here. Not a beauty, though, however, on the play-by-play. The 3-2, swung on and missed. And Tanasili with a big strikeout with the bases loaded, 2 away. The second baseman, number 2, Daquan Jefferson. So with the bases full still and 2 away, DeQuan Jefferson, freshman out of Leesburg, Georgia, Bryan Christian High School, is at the plate, trying to find a way to tie the game. The Gothic Knights left the bases loaded in the bottom of the first, and they're trying to do the same to the Wolverines here in the top of the inning. Jefferson on the year hitting 194, 6 hits, 31 at-bats. He has driven in 4 runs, however, and he has a pair of doubles. And the 0-1 by ten is silly. Ground ball, Legato at short. The flip to Corsi, and the inning comes to a close, and the Wolverines strand the bases full on the 6-4 ground out. Legato to Corsi. And NJCU, despite 2 hits and 1 walk, is able to get out of trouble. The Wolverines do not score. It's 1-0 Gothic Knights as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Anthony Palmisano steps in for the Gothic Knights, the freshman catcher out of Colonia. And the first pitch was behind him for ball 1. Ground ball to the charging third baseman Joins. His throw is in time for out number 1. That brings up left fielder number 31, Leo Colon. Gothic Knights need to find a way to string some hits together against this pitching staff, which has struggled. How much so? Well, coming into play today as Cologne takes ball 1, the Wolverines have a staff ERA of 13.85. Opponents have a 3.62 ERA through the first 11 games. And that's one way to quickly find yourself with a 1-9-1 overall record. 78 innings they've given up. The Wolverines have given up 147 runs, 120 of which have been earned. 63 strikeouts, 102 walks, as that is lined to the shortstop Marucci for the catch for 2 away. So 2 up, 2 down. Back to the top of the order. Third baseman, number 27, Tom Pulsini. So Pulsini, who was hit by a pitch and scored the only run of the game, comes to the plate for the second time today. And looks at ball number 1. Pulsini, his on-base percentage is about .570 on the season after that first hit by pitch. And a ball and a strike here to the senior out of Hazlitt. In the air to straightaway left field. Now coming in and making the catch as the wind tailed that one off at the final second. Kyle Schneider with a tougher play than he initially imagined. But the Gothic Knights 3 up, 3 down here in the second inning. We head to the third, 1-0 Gothic Knights. Back here for the top of the third inning, and after 2 scoreless innings by Paul Tanasili, he hands the ball to senior right-hander Nate Facey, and his first pitch to Corey Jones is low for ball 1. Former all-time great lefty Delio Catino is in the box with us now as the alumni coming out to watch the first game of a 2019 home schedule for the 3-3 Gothic Knights, winners of 3 straight. The Wolverines struggling to find the win column because their pitching has struggled, but they've limited the Knights to 1 run through the first 2 innings today. It'll be a 3-ball count here to Jones from Facey. Facey, the senior righty out of North Brunswick, New Jersey, and North Brunswick High School. Facey has started 1 game. That's a called strike as he battles back to make it 3-2. He went 2 innings. He allowed 3 runs on 4 hits, and through that short stint has a 13.50 ERA. And it's a line drive foul, slicing away from the third base line, and remains 3-2. Again, fouled off right back towards the screen, and it remains 3-2. Wesley has lost their last 3 games. Their only win, they split a doubleheader last Saturday against CCNY. Facey deals 3-2. That's high for ball 4. And after being behind 3-0 and battling back to make it 3-2, loses the battle to Jones, who walks. So, With one away, or I should say with one on and nobody away, Jason Bach, the catcher, steps in. Bach rounded out his first time at the plate. First pitch by Facey is a called strike. So Wesley split with CC&Y. That was at home. They lost the first game 4-2. They won the second game 12-9. There goes the runner. The throw by Palmisano is too high. Backed up by Kraft, but a stolen base for Jones, who stands at second with no outs representing the tying run. So Wesley with the stolen base. They started the season on February 15th. In Fayetteville, North Carolina. They lost a doubleheader to Frostburg State in neutral territory. Frostburg State out of Maryland. Lost 7-0 and 12-2. Didn't play again until March 2nd. They had a home doubleheader against St. Joe's of Brooklyn. Ground ball under Facey's glove. Legato's there. He throws on to first for the 6-3 putout, and that advances Jones to third with one away. Designated hitter number 22, William Musser. So Musser, the DH, he flew out his first time up, 0-for-1 on the day. Tying run now 90 feet away. Ground ball. This will tie the game as Corsi is there to scoop it up and throw on 4-3 to Voss. But an RBI ground out by Bach, and Wesley has tied the game at 1 run apiece. The shortstop, number 34, Jordan Marucci. Marucci, the sophomore out of Wilmington, Delaware. First pitch he sees, fly ball, right center field. Kraft on the run, reaches out with the left hand and makes the catch, and the inning comes to a close. However, Wesley takes advantage of a leadoff walk. They steal second, and on 2 ground outs, they tie the game at 1-1 as we head to the bottom of the third inning here in Jersey City. Back here in Jersey City, we are in the bottom of the third inning. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up. Kraft, Legato, and Pena. Kraft, the center fielder for the Knights. We just got visited by a former center fielder for NJCU, Nick Racino, the former all-conference performer. Also academic all-conference performer as well. Graduated in 4 years as an honor student. Today is his 24th birthday. He is celebrating by watching his alma mater play Wesley in their first home game of the season. 2-strike count here to Kraft, who lines at 1. Off. What a scoop there by the third baseman, John Joins, taking away a base hit from Kraft. That is definitely a cold weather line out on a warmer day. That one would probably have lofted and lobbed over his head into left field. The shortstop, number 7, Nick Legato. So with Kraft robbed of a base hit by John Joins, Nick Legato steps in 0 for 1. Actually, officially, that was a sac fly, so he has not had an official plate appearance. He drove in the only run of the game. This one punched down the third base side. That will be out of play. The first baseman, Wingate, gave it a look, but it went into the stands. One ball and one strike. You're watching Gothic Vision, NJCU, Wesley, bottom of the third inning in Jersey City. Inside, Gatto had to lean out of the way of that one. Called strike. That's off the plate. Matt Ortiz has thrown well so far. NJCU has not had a hit through the first 2 and 1/3 innings. Legato will take the base. Was he hit by that or was it a walk? It was officially a walk, as he had to lean out of the way of that one. Legato with one out on board, and that brings up right fielder, number 13, Juan Pena. So Juan Pena at the plate. Legato always a threat to steal. Inside. Legato on the year, 4 for 4 in steals. Juan Pena is 5 for 7 in swipe attempts on the season. He's at the plate with a team-high 5 RBIs, trying to break a 1-1 tie here in the third inning. NJC's last game was on Wednesday as they closed the Florida trip, knocking off Gordon 6-3 in Kissimmee, Florida. There goes Legato. The throw not in time as Legato slides in with a right foot. And the Gothic Knights, on his 5th steal of the year, have a go-ahead run in scoring position. When NJCU beat Gordon, they were winless on the season. NJCU won 6-3 in the opening game of the doubleheader as Legato dances off second, and Pena fouls that one back towards us. Gordon responded because they were playing a doubleheader against NJAC teams that day in Florida, and they upset Montclair State in Game 2. That's a big win for that Gordon program. Inside to Pena, who had to sidestep that one. And as that one gets away, Legato takes third. So Legato now 90 feet away. Swung on and missed. I think you got a foul tip on that one, Pena did. 3-1. Correction, 3-2. 3-2 to Pena with one out. Pitch by Ortiz freezes Pena for strike 3. First strikeout for Ortiz. That brings up second baseman, number 29, Matt Corsi. So Matt Corsi steps in. That's a call-out strike to Corsi, the senior out of Toms River East High School. Oh and 2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, tying run. I should say the go-ahead run. And that may come in here, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. As Legato can walk home, Matt Corsi drops that one into left center field. It's a 2-out base hit, and the Gothic Knights have taken a 2-1 lead. The designated hitter, number 25, Mike Albunya. So Mike Albunya steps up. There goes Matt Corsi. The throw to second base is in time. And Corsi is thrown out 2-6, caught stealing, stranding Albunya at the plate to end the third inning. So a great throw by the catcher, Jason Bach, to the shortstop, Jordan Marucci, as the Gothic Knights trying to steal second base for the second time in the inning, unsuccessful. However, a run on 1 hit, and NJCU leads 2-1 as we head to inning number 4. Home opener here in Jersey City. William Foster leads off. First pitch to him. Ground ball to Facey out. Barehands it, throws. Perfect strike to Ricky Voss at first base. 1 pitch. And a nice 1-3 put out by Facey. That brings up third baseman number 17, John Joins. So after a nice play by the senior Nate Facey, one of 10 seniors on this year's team, brings up the third baseman Joins and a called strike. Ground ball, Corsi at second. Easy play for him as he lobs over to Voss for out number 2. 2 away, that brings up the first baseman, number 42, Brock Wingate. Wingate had a hit in the second inning, 1 for 1 in today's game, and he fouls that one back towards us. I am very proud of our producer-director, Janine Massetti, who was just tested with a foul ball for the first time directly at her. She's tough, did not flinch. Line towards left field. Coming in towards the gap, reaching out, making the catch is Jesse Kraft. And the Wolverines go 1-2-3 here in the top of the fourth. In the fourth inning for Wesley, no runs, no hits. Nobody left. We head to the bottom of the fourth. 2-1 Gothic Knights. Ira Thor with you here on Gothic Vision as the Gothic Knights. There you see Ross Halkias, Gothic Knight hitting coach and third base coach. And Mike Albunia, who was left at the plate when Corsi was thrown out to end the third inning. He leads off. First pitch, ground ball over to second base. Jefferson throw on to first. And an easy one pitch, one away start to this frame for Wesley. This is fantastic. Ricky Voss has chosen an incredible walkout song for his freshman campaign, and the conference's Rookie of the Week steps to the plate. And the first pitch by Ortiz drops in a little high for ball one. That's incredible. The one ball count here. Voss, the Monmouth Regional graduate, looks at strike one. Voss swings through that one. Ball and two strikes. That's off the plate, gloved by Bach. Inside, and the count is full. Voss took over at first base for all-region first baseman Dan Berardi. I'll tell you a Berardi story in a second as Voss pops this one in the air towards shortstop. Settling underneath it and making the catch is Marucci for out number 2. The catcher, number 14, Anthony Palmisano. So Dan Berardi graduated last year as one of the top offensive players in NJCU history. Friday night, I'm coming back after spending the final 2 days of the spring trip with the softball team. Down to Naples, I drove back up to Orlando, flew out of there. My flight was delayed 3 times, so we finally landed on a flight that was originally supposed to take off at 9 p.m. Didn't take off till almost 11, so I didn't land in Newark until after 1 in the morning. I'm walking off from the gate towards it's probably towards the checkpoint at that point, and all of a sudden I get somebody tapping me from behind, and it was Dan Berardi, who was coming back from a spring break trip in Fort Lauderdale. His flight had also been delayed. So you never know which all-time great Gothic Knight you'll see in the airport at about 1:45 in the morning. 2-1 pitch here to Palmisano. Swung on and missed, 2-2. I did not get home on Saturday morning until 3:45 a.m. Then I had to be up at 7 a.m. to take my son to his varsity volleyball practice. No rest for the weary. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Palmisano swung on and missed. Good pitch by Matt Ortiz to get Palmisano to the chase, and the Gothic Knights go 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. We head to the 5th, 2-1 NJCU. Back here for the bottom. Let me take that back. The top of inning number 5. And that's fouled off the plate. Left fielder number 13, Kyle Schneider. We're going to have a replay in a moment from our producer director extraordinaire, Janine Massetti. Was able to capture the nice play by Facey. As Nate Facey out for his 3rd inning of work, pops in the air towards shallow right field. Juan Pena looking into the sun, and with 2 hands able to make the catch for out number 1. Second baseman number 2, Daquan Jefferson. Let's take a look at that last play there. Check swing here. That was actually Matt Corsi who fielded that one. So 1 away brings up Daquan Jefferson, who is plunked. He tried to get out of the way of that one and just could not. And is plunked right between the shoulder blades on a cold day. That does not feel good. Center fielder number 3, Corey Jones. Try as he might, Jefferson could not avoid that one. And he tried, man. That was like doing the limbo there. He got down nice and low and still got hit by that curveball from Facey. So 1 out, 1 on. And Jefferson with the lead off of first. Fastball just below the knees, 1-0. We're talking about Wesley's schedule. Actually 2 weekends ago, they took on St. Joe's of Brooklyn as that is lined foul down the left field line. Lost the first game at home against St. Joe's 8-4. They tied the second game. It ended after 8 innings, 5-5. They took on nationally ranked Oswego the next day, lost 22-4. Throw back to first, a check on the runner. Jefferson slides in with the right hand. St. Mary's was the opponent on Thursday the 7th, and they lost 29-0. There goes the runner. The throw by Palmisano is a perfect strike as Palmisano to Legato, and Jefferson's out 6-3, caught 2-6, caught stealing. What a strong throw by Palmisano for out number 2. Two balls and 2 strikes now. Palmisano, who will likely catch almost every day, at least for the foreseeable future. Check swing, and that's off the bat, so it'll be a foul ball. Remains 2-2. Luigi Luna with an ankle injury in Game 1 of the trip in Florida. That's the same game that Bill Thien went down, and 4 members of the Illinois Wesleyan squad got hurt. Lofted down the left field line, fouling out of play. So Thien will probably return long before Luna does. And Palmisano will likely catch every day. If there's a doubleheader, you may see Mike Albunia in there. As fouled off of his foot. And Corey Jones staying alive, but you can see him grimacing in some pain. Ground ball, Nick Legato at shortstop on 3 hops. Throws on to Voss. And the inning comes to a close. So Jefferson was hit by a pitch with 1 out. He was caught stealing. And the Gothic Knights are able to retire the Wolverines 1-2-3 eventually here in the top of the 5th. 2-1 Gothic Knights. Bottom of the 5th coming up. The bullpen dancing. Fifth inning here as Leo Colon, the number 9 hitter in the order. He'll be followed by Pulsini and Kraft. 9-1-2 due up. And slow roller. Ortiz gives it a chase, and he can't handle it. It's an infield single for Leo Colon, who sprinted down the first base line with velocity to give the Gothic Knights a leadoff base hit. That's a tough play for Matt Ortiz, who had to come off the hill and then try to backhand it with the glove, and just not as easy as it looked with the naked eye at first as that ball dribbled past him and squeezed into open space. So the Gothic Knights with their second hit, and that brings up third baseman, number 27, Tom Pulsini. So that's low to Pulsini. 2 runs, 2 hits for the Knights. 1 run and 2 hits for Wesley. Pulsini, he's flied out and hit by a pitch. He has a stolen base in today's game as well. They check on Cologne at first. That is the 4th hit of the season for Cologne, who entered play today hitting 188. And he's been forced into everyday action, with Bill Feehan coming up with a leg injury in the first game of the year against Illinois Wesleyan. 2-ball count here to Pulsini. 3-0. Unfortunately, the Russ Matt College Invitational did not have any athletic trainers working the tournament, and that makes Carla Mejia, our trainer, who was in New Jersey, very, very sad. If you needed ice, you had to pay for it. What? Oh, they did bring it over. Oh. Oh, I was told at first that we had to pay for the ice if there's an injury. Oh, thank goodness. All right, well, that's a better sign, at least, as Pulsini is able to get on base for the second time. He walks this time. And the Gothic Knights, with no outs, have runners at first and second. See, one of the other teams had an injury, and they went over to the concession stand. They were told they had to pay for it. Yeah. Two-one, Gothic Knights on top here with nobody out. This is Jesse Kraft. And that will be a balk as the pitcher Ortiz charged for the infraction, and the runners move into scoring position. Pulsini to second and Cologne to third. Center fielder number 2, Jesse Kraft. As we announce Kraft to the crowd here in Jersey City. Inside to Kraft, who had to tiptoe off the plate. A ball and no strikes. Fastball down the middle. The 1-1. That's hit in the air to deep left field. Backpedaling and making the catch is Schneider. That will score the run as Cologne tags up. It's a sacrifice fly for Jesse Kraft, and the Gothic Knights lead 3-1. The shortstop, Nick Legato. So Nick Legato, who had his 100th career hit in the win over Gordon last Wednesday. He's the 44th Gothic Knight to reach that milestone, and he's chasing bigger numbers now. He wants to end his career with 150 hits if possible, and he's certainly capable of it. As first pitch inside. Don't be surprised if you see Tom Pulsini and Juan Pena, both in their second years as Gothic Knights, get close to that 100 hit mark this year. Obviously, Pena will also have one more year after this to try to reach that milestone. Pulsini is a senior this season. So they are going to intentionally walk Nick Legato. This is the first time we'll be able to see that here. As down in college baseball, if you're going to intentionally walk somebody, you don't have to throw the pitches. You signify to the umpire, and they did so here to the ump, Dave Baruka. You want to walk intentionally the batter. You don't have to throw the pitches. And Nick Legato now aboard with an intentional walk, and that brings up right fielder number 13, Juan Pena. So Nick Legato, Tom Pulsini, both drawing the attention of Matt Ortiz, the pitcher. No balls, one strike with one out. And Pena, ground ball towards the hole. The throw will not be in time, and then it gets away as it's thrown away by Marucci. The bases would have been loaded, but the Gothic Knights on the error. Tom Pulsini scores, and it's 4-1. So officially, that is a single to shortstop by Pena, and then everyone advances one base on the E6 throwing error. That run is currently unearned. We'll see if Matt Corsi could change that as he steps in. Now batting the second baseman, number 29, Matt Corsi. Corsi is 1 for 1 today with a walk and an RBI. He's having a very good start to his senior campaign, his second year in a green and gold uniform. And he nearly is nipped by that pitch, 2-1. Correction, 3-0. First pitch was the ball, not a strike. So it's 3-0 to Corsi. And that's lined past the diving third baseman and a base hit past John Joins. Scoring is Legato. Right behind him is Juan Pena. And Corsi slides in safely with a double. So everything is now earned. And NJCU leads 6-1. So the Gothic Knights with 4 runs home here in the 5th inning. They have broken this one open against a Wesley team that has struggled. And the Gothic Knights with one big inning able to break this one open here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitching visit of the game. Reminder that now in college baseball you're allowed 6 visits over the course of a game. Now batting, the designated hitter, number 25, Mike Albunia. So everything is earned now thanks to the double by Matt Corsi, his second hit. And Mike Albunia will try to extend the lead with just one away here in inning number 5. Check swing. Two balls and no strikes. That's high as well. 3-0 to Mike Albunia. Check swing. Albunia went around. 3-1. And that is off the plate for ball 4. So the Gothic Knights with 2 base runners on. First baseman, number 23, Ricky Voss. That is low to Ricky Voss. Voss left the bases loaded. His first time up today, he's 0 for 2. And he's in a little bit of a slump right now. Low, 2-0. Ortiz, he'd pitched well through the first 4 innings for Wesley, but he has found a lot of trouble here in the 5th. 4 runs already in. The Gothic Knights continue to threaten. That is high. And the count is 3-0 to Voss. Anthony Palmisano on deck. As a called strike on the outside corner. St. Patrick's Day 2019. Gothic Knights looking for a pot of gold at home plate. They found it 6 times today. And that is ball 4 as Voss makes the bases loaded. And that's going to be it for Matt Ortiz. As he will go 4 1/3 innings. The ball taken by Brett Underwood, the head coach. Be a call to the bullpen here as number 33, Corey Hendricks, freshman, 6'4", 230, out of Harrington, Delaware, will come in for his warm-up pitches. So Palmisano, first pitch he sees from Hendricks is fouled away. Ortiz's day is done. He leaves with the bases loaded. Hendricks has not had success so far this year as that's fouled back into the screen. He is one of 9 pitchers Wesley has used on the year. He's made 4 appearances, gone 2 innings, has a 63 ERA. 2 innings, he's allowed 14 runs on 8 hits with a strikeout and 6 walks, a .533 opposing batting average. And Palmisano lofts it down the right field line, and that is going to fall into foul territory. First baseman Brock Wingate looking for it, couldn't find it in the sun. Didn't matter, as that was going to carry beyond everyone's reach anyway. So a ball and 2 strikes. Runners on bases loaded, I should say, for the Gothic Knights, as that is low. Voss at first. Mike Albunya on second, and 2 RBI, Matt Corsi at third. Everything in this inning so far is earned, as Palmisano goes down swinging for out number 2. Colon, who started the inning, due up. Now batting, left fielder number 31, Leo Colon. So Colon started the inning with a base hit, ground ball to third, and beating Albunya to the bag is the third baseman, John Joins. Colon grounds out, fielder's choice, 5 unassisted, and the Gothic Knights leave the bases loaded here in the 5th inning. But in the 5th, NJCU scores 4 times. Four times they leave the bases loaded, and they lead 6-1 as we head to the 6th. Sixth inning in Jersey City. Nate Facey, now the pitcher on the winning side of things for the Gothic Knights. His team helping his cause as Facey looks to win for the first time as a senior. Wesley, with just 2 hits, they trail 6-1. And the catcher, Bach, number 2 hitter in the lineup, will be followed by Musser and Marucci. Now batting the catcher, number 11, Jason Bach. So Bach, Musser, and Marucci trying to get Wesley back in this game. That's a called strike by the home plate umpire. David Baruca, braving the cold conditions here in mid-March. Fastball for a called strike by Facey. And it's 3-2. 3-2 here. The lead off the 6th. And that's low for ball 4. First walk given up by Facey in 3 innings of work. And with nobody out, brings up designated hitter number 22, William Musser. Musser, senior out of Columbia, South Carolina, 6'2", 220-pounder. Looks at strike one from Facey. Swung on and missed with the curve. Fire down to first, and Palmisano nearly able to get the leadoff base runner box, sliding in just below the tag by Voss. Palmisano, while he struggled at the plate so far this year, has done a great job catching. Foul ball. It hit the batter William Musser in foul territory. So it remains 0-2. Palmisano has a very strong arm, and he has demonstrated that firing balls down to second base. And that's important for the squad because they lost Jan Castellano this year, who threw out half of the base runners against him a year ago. Strike three looking as Nate Facey strikes at the DH Musser. One away here in the sixth. So Nate Facey with his first strikeout of the day. That brings up the shortstop, number 34, Jordan Marucci. So Marucci, ball one to him. Marucci's got one RBI on a ground out today. Ground ball, diving is Corsi over to Legato for a 4-6-3 double play. Oh, Matt Corsi from the ground, able to gather the ball, flip it to Legato, who had all day to finish the transaction. Sixth inning, Wesley goes down 1-2-3 thanks to the DP, and the Gothic Knights lead 6-1. As we go to break, let's see if we can pull up that double play. Putting our producer, director, Janine Massetti to hard work here. I think it would be that one there, would be the last one. See what we got here. Let's take a look at the replay as we head to break. There you see Corsi. That's a tough play up the middle, flipping the Legato, and an easy play to finish it off. 4-6-3, we head to the bottom of the sixth. Tom Pulsini leads off for the Knights here in the bottom of the sixth inning. They lead 6-1 as he faces Hendricks, the new pitcher for Wesley. Pulsini, ground ball back to Hendricks on one hop, who will walk it over, and then an underhand flip to Wingate at first for out number one. Center fielder number 2, Jesse Kraft. So Kraft, with no one on, he steps in. Gothic Knights have 4 hits. They've taken advantage of 8 walks given up by Wesley pitching in this game. The 1-1 as Kraft swings through that one, 1-2. 6 runs, 4 hits, no errors for NJCU. Wesley a run on 2 hits and 1 error. The 1-2. That was one that Kraft looked at for a second with ill intent, but it sailed off the plate. You could see him kind of lunge just a little bit for that one. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Kraft goes down on strikes for out number 2. The shortstop, number 7, Nick Legato. So with 2 away, Nick Legato will step in. The senior from Helmetta, New Jersey. Doing a nice job defensively in the field today on a cold day. Some of the hardest days to play this sport is when it is below 35 degrees. At least that's what it feels like it is right now. Slow roller foul at third base. Ross Halke is showing off his former catching abilities as he gloves that with a bare hand in the third base box. It's currently 44 and sunny here in Jersey City. Feels like 38. Popped in the air towards first base. Now in foul territory. Making the catch is Brock Wingate. FF3, if you're scoring at home, concludes the 6th inning as the Gothic Knights go in order to end the 6th. In the 6th for NJCU, no runs, no hits, nobody left on. We head to the 7th inning. It's 6-1 NJCU. Top of the 7th inning here in Jersey City. Nate Facey is throwing well. And he will face Foster, the right fielder. Leading off, the right fielder, William Foster. Foster will be followed by Joins and Wingate. 2 balls. And no strikes here. Foster's got a hit today in 2 times at bat. Facey deals fastball low. And it's 3 balls and no strikes. That's a called strike. The last action for Wesley, they played twice this week. Tuesday, they were home against Hampton-Sydney. They lost 23-10. And then yesterday, they were at Marymount in Virginia, as that's ball 4, to walk Foster to lead off the inning. Gothic Knights haven't played since Wednesday, but Wesley played yesterday, lost 14-3 and 14-2 against Marymount. Third baseman, number 17, John Joins. Nobody out, 1 man on. Joins steps in. joins. Officially 0 for 1 in this game. Curveball, nice by Facey for a called strike. Gothic Knights are back in action on Tuesday at Moravian. They've had a lot of really tight games with the Greyhounds in recent years, but have not won. Looking to end that streak. And then Wednesday, they have a makeup game against nationally ranked Swarthmore out in Pennsylvania as well. So they head to PA, come home, and immediately go back to PA. That's line to right field, going to fall in for a base hit. The third hit for the Wolverines. Pena flips it to Corsi. Nobody out, runners at first and second. Gothic Knights play 6 consecutive road games before they're back at home next Thursday, March 28th, against Old Westbury. So that'll be it for Nate Facey as Jerry Smith comes out. Facey in line to win this game if the Gothic Knights can preserve the win. There'll be a new pitcher, and it'll be Kyle McCabe. McCabe gets the ball from Jerry Smith. He'll have a chance to warm up. We'll be back to talk about it in just a moment. So the new pitcher for the Knights is senior lefty Kyle McCabe as he faces the first baseman Brock Wingate. McCabe comes in here with 2 men on and nobody out in relief of Nate Facey. McCabe, 5'9", 200-pounder, left-hander out of Brick, New Jersey, Brick Memorial High School. And he is called for a balk. And McCabe is shocked. So the runners advance to second and third. That's a called strike. So 0-1 here to Wingate. Wingate 1 for 2 today. McCabe very well may only face a batter or two. That seems to be his role, but he's done a great job so far. 3 games pitched, 2 innings overall, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, a 0.00 ERA. But a hit batter here, and that's going to leave a mark as Wingate slowly takes his place at first base, and the bases are loaded. You could hear the thud on that one as the ball hit shin. I do not want to see a replay of that one, Janine. I'm good. So the bases are loaded. Now batting the left fielder, Kyle Schneider. So Schneider steps in, nobody out, and the bases are loaded. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. Throw back to third, and Pulsini is able to pull that one in as he was basically straddling the back of Foster. Pulsini had to try to keep his balance there. Foster joins Wingate all on base, and the curve by McCabe is a called strike. 6 runs, 4 hits, no errors for NJCU, a run on 3 hits, and 1 error for the Wolverines out of Dover, Delaware. Off the plate, members of the Capital Athletic Conference, which is the conference that the NJCU men's golf team is in, as associate members. 1 ball, 1 strike count. The NJAC and the CAC have a relationship in other sports as well. Off the plate, 2-1. Members of the CAC are partners with the NJAC in football. Christopher Newport, Salisbury, Southern Virginia, swung on and missed. 2-2. And Wesley, of course, which has been the cream of the crop of all the CAC teams in football. Nationally ranked every year. Often very deep runs into the NCAA tournament. They've put quarterbacks into the NFL. Lined up the middle for a base hit. Foster scores. Right around him is Joins, but he'll be held at third as Jesse Kraft gets to it quickly. It's an RBI single, and Wesley has cut the deficit to 6-2. Their 4th hit of the game and their 2nd of the inning. And everyone moves up a base, and that brings up the second baseman Jefferson representing the tying run. Now batting second baseman number 2, Daquan Jefferson. One strike count here to Jefferson. McCabe deals inside. Jefferson is 0 for 1 officially in this game. That's just the 3rd hit McCabe has given up this year. That's a called strike. 1-2 to Jefferson, still with nobody out here in the 6th. Correction, the 7th, in the top of the 7th. Ground ball. Legato takes a bad hop. He's able to tag the runner to salvage the play. So a fielder's choice will score John Joins. That makes it 6-3 and 1 away. That ball took a bad hop off the infield. Legato with the wherewithal to pick it up and tag the runner. And it's 6-3. Wingate goes to third. And top of the order, Corey Jones, the center fielder. Now batting the center fielder, number 3, Corey Jones. Cabe deals. It's called strike, belt high. 1-1. Jones 0 for 2 in this contest today. Came into today hitting .265 on the season. Joins the younger brother of John, the third baseman. Swung on a miss. Throw down to second base. Legato's going to go home. And And the runner's out for plowing over Anthony Palmisano, who is out. There you see the head coach, Brett Underwood, kind of separate everybody to talk about this, but you're not allowed to plow into the catcher, especially if you have an opportunity to avoid him. And Foster came chugging, or I should say Wingate came chugging down the line like a freight train and did not even attempt to slide at the plate, just went right at the catcher, Palmisano. Palmisano looks like he's all right, but, man, he got hit pretty hard. That was a tough collision there at home plate. Palmisano had the ball in his glove, and then it was knocked out when Wingate ran him down like a freight train. There you see the conversation with the umpires, David Baruka and Derek Brooks, but Brett Underwood is not going to win this argument. Brock Wingate pretty guilty on that one. And that will officially end the inning. It'll be that's going to go down as a 2-6-2 putout to end the frame. So 2 runs back for the Wolverines. It'll be the bottom of the 7th coming up. 6-3 NJCU, 7th inning stretch here in Jersey City. Juan Pena will lead off the bottom of the 7th. Leading off the right fielder, number 13, Juan Pena. So it'll be Juan Pena, Matt Corsi, Mike Albunia, 4-5-6. Pena slides that one through the left side for a leadoff single. Second hit of the game for Juan Pena. He's now 2 for 4. Gothic Knights have their 5th hit. Now batting, the second baseman, number 29, Matt Corsi. So Matt Corsi steps in. He's 2 for 2 today with 3 RBIs. And a first pitch to Corsi is sky-high foul off to our left, probably in the bag. Maybe that's where we need a 4th camera. We need to have one right on the rocks. We'll have the splash cam. We already had the Gibney cam down in Florida, although we had to stop doing that because nobody would wear it. So the Gibney cam was ruined by lack of participation. Splash cam could be the next big one. Can't afford a base cam. There goes Pena, and he's easily in. Throw by Bach was high, but no chance you're going to get Juan Pena there. Either he or Nick Legato, take your pick. One of them is the fastest on the team, and both will steal a ton of bases this year. That's now 6 and 8 tries for Juan Pena. Both times that Pena's been thrown out have been at third base. He's not been caught at second. Inside to Corsi. McCabe's day will be done. I believe Sean Gibney will be getting the ball next. The most exciting Gothic night of all time. That is a called strike as Corsi goes 3-2. Who will replace Sean Gibney next year in the Green Army during men's basketball games? He gets everybody going. That is high as Corsi draws a 6-pitch walk. He's aboard here with nobody out. Runners at first and second. Now batting, the designated hitter, number 25, Mike Albunya. So Albunya steps in, 0 for 1 officially today. He's also walked. And, he had to dance out of the way of that one. Wild pitch. Everyone advances. So Corsi goes to second, Pena to third, and the Gothic Knights have 2 runners in scoring position for Albunya. So a 1-ball count here to Albunya. The ball was very wide. Schneider deals. Fastball belt high, 1-1. Hendricks, a pitcher, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk in 1 2/3 innings. He's allowed 1 hit. That's low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Albunya. 6-3 to Gothic Knights lead here in the 7th. Albunya pops in the air, straightaway center field. Pena stands at third, and he will score on the sacrifice fly by Mike Albunya to make it 7-3. Ricky Voss due up for the Gothic Knights. Enjoys milkshakes and fries. Now batting the first baseman, number 23, Ricky Voss. Enjoys milkshakes so much, that's his theme song when he walks to the plate. No balls, 1 strike to Voss. Big swing by the Gothic Knight rookie. And he got him looking on the outside corner. A 3-pitch strikeout by Hendricks. So 2 outs. Runner still in scoring position. runner in scoring position in Corsi, and that brings up Anthony Palmisano. Now batting the catcher, number 14, Anthony Palmisano. So Palmisano, who was run down by Wingate on a play that ended the 7th inning, showing no ill harm from that one as he skies this one to deep center field, forcing Joins to backpedal, and Corey Joins eventually does make the catch. As the inning comes to a close, the Gothic Knights do leave a runner in scoring position, but they add another run as NJCU expands the lead to 7-3. 7th inning, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 left. 8th inning coming up. Gothic Knights up by 4. Top of the 8th inning, Sean Gibney, the senior out of Rutherford, and St. Mary's of Rutherford in the game for the Gothic Knights. And the side-arming senior first pitch is a called strike as he faces the catcher Bach with Musser on deck. Another called strike. Now batting the catcher, Jason Bach. Bach is 0 for 2 in today's game, and he's behind 0-2 here to Gibney, who deals just missing. And it's 1-2. Gibney's 3rd appearance of the year, 2nd in relief. Ground ball, Corsi on 3 hops. And as he stayed low to keep that one in front of him, throws on to first for a 4-3 putout, out number 1. The designated hitter, number 22, William Musser. So Musser, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout, but 1 RBI on a ground ball, steps in. And lines this one to right field. Pena has to reach up because he misjudged it initially, but makes up for it with athleticism on a nice catch, leaping in right field, out number 2. The shortstop, number 34, Jordan Marucci. So it's about a 2.5-hour ride up here on a weekend when you don't have much traffic from Dover, Delaware to New Jersey. The Gothic Knights have made the trip to Dover in the past. And when you have a game on the schedule in mid-March here in New Jersey, you don't always know if you're going to get it in. Depends on a lot of things, rain, snow, etc. Haven't had a lot of snow this year, as Marucci did not go around. So we'll be a ball. Not a lot of snow. It's been fairly dry overall, so the Gothic Knights are able to get mid-March baseball in. Not something that has happened every year here, that is for sure. Now, there's been times where the Gothic Knights have come back from Florida and haven't played another game at all, home or away, for a week or longer. Swung on a check swing, and it goes 2-2 here to Marucci. So 2 outs, and Sean Gibney here in the 8th inning trying to retire the Wolverines in order. The 2-2 popped in the air, foul territory, it'll be out of play. Another 2-2 offering by Gibney. And he hit him. As Foster's hit by the pitch. And that will bring up the right fielder, number 27, William Foster. And first pitch by Gibney is high. Ira Thor with you here at the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex in Jersey City. Janine Massetti is our director-producer. Jim Turvey on stats. Shania Robinson on the third base cam. As Sean Gibney just misses high, and it's 2-0. This is our first home baseball broadcast of the year. We did manage to broadcast all 6 on the road in Florida with no crew somehow. We just put up cameras in spots that they didn't have to move and hoped for the best, and it worked out. Palmisano throws on to first after the pitch by Gibney is a called strike. Palmisano, 6'3" with a strong arm. He's going to be a good catcher for this team for the next 4 years, alongside Luigi Luna whenever he returns from injury. Gothic Knights have a great problem as they have 2 very solid catchers, and they're both freshmen. Swung on and missed as Gibney just fires one past Foster, and it's 2-2. Foster 1 for 2 today, trying to keep the inning alive for the Wolverines. Gibney deals, and that's punched foul down the first base side and out of play. Gibney trying to get out of the top of the 8th. Deals, just misses inside, and the count is full at 3-2 on a game that's 2 hours and 8 minutes old. The full count. Sean deals. Fly ball. Straightaway center field. Kraft coming in now and makes the putout, and the inning comes to a close. So a 2-out base runner on a hit batter is stranded at first as Sean Gibney comes in and throws a very strong 8th inning, and the Gothic Knights head to the bottom of the 8th in front 7-3. Leo Colon will lead off for the Knights here in the 8th, and the first pitch is a dribbler down the third base side. Now batting the left fielder, number 31, Leo Colon. So it'll be Colon, Pulsini, Kraft. 9-1 and 2 hitters due up for the Gothic Knights, leading by 4. Pitch by Hendricks is off the plate, 1-1. Well, Hendricks hasn't pitched well this year. We talked about that coming in, but he's thrown well so far today. 3 strikeouts in 2 2/3 innings. He allowed 1 hit and 1 run, so good bounce back for the Wesley pitcher so far. Hendricks, just a freshman out of Harrington, Delaware. 2-1 pitch, and unlucky for Colon. As you could hear the ping. Colon ducked to get out of the way of that one, and as he crouched down, the ball hit the very tip of the bat. You heard the ding, and that is a foul ball, 2-2. Ground ball over to third. John joins, gathers, throws in time to retire the speedy Leo Colon. Out number 1. Now batting third baseman, number 27, Tom Pulsini. So Tom Pulsini, who does not wear batting gloves, instead he rubs some dirt on his hands to get a nice grip on that handle. Top of the order for the Gothic Knights as he fouls this one off to our left. Pulsini, he has scored twice. Legato and Pena have also scored twice, as those 3 have combined for 7 runs. Ball on a strike as that one is high. The 1-1, and it hit Pulsini on the shoulder. Second time Pulsini's been hit by a pitch today. He's been on board 3 times without having a base hit. That brings up Jesse Kraft, who has an RBI and a walk today. He's 0 for 2. Now batting, center fielder Jesse Kraft. Kraft fouls this one back, and this time Janine Massetti flinches. How's the heart? You good? Welcome to the press box, Janine Massetti. That one fouled right back into your living room. Fastball for a called strike 3. And 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Janine has been indoctrinated here. How do you feel after that moment of terror?
My heart hurts.
That's low here. The shortstop, number 7, Nick Legato. See, when you least expect it. We do have a fence here, so it would take a meteor to come through. Ground ball, Hendricks is able to reach down and does a nice job on the hill fielding that one and flipping over to the first baseman as Wingate retires it. So that is the final out on the 1-3. And NJCU leads 7-3. We head to the 9th inning. The Gothic Knights trying to close out their 4th win in a row. So we're back here, top of the ninth. The Gothic Knights trying to close out their fourth consecutive win to see if they can go to 4-3, 7 games into the season. Now in the game at second base for defensive purposes is Ryan Guthrie, the sophomore out of Bayonne, who's also proven to be a pretty good relief pitcher on the year. And Sean Gibney trying to close this out. Not a save situation. He came into the game, it was 7-3, but he's pitched well, and the first batter is the third baseman, John Joins. And a 2-ball pitch, strike 1 on the outside corner. Pitch sails high, it's 3-1. Ryan Guthrie fires science major, and he comes in a lot of these times in these defensive spots to help put out fires, as he is good with the glove. Just hasn't found a way to break into a lineup that is very heavy senior laden. Three and 2 here as Gibney deals after a last pitch strike. Ground ball to Guthrie at second base, who gets behind it, and a strong throw to first. 4-3, out number 1. So the Gothic Knights now 2 outs away from win number 4 on the year. So now batting will be the first baseman, Brock Wingate, who was called out at the plate his last time on base. So he was on third, and they attempted a double steal, and JCU's Anthony Palmisano, the catcher, threw down to Legato at shortstop, who then fired home, and they had Wingate out by a mile. Instead of trying to slide around him, he bowled over Palmisano. That's an instant out in college baseball, and quite frankly, all of baseball now, as that rule has been changed to protect the catcher, who has basically been a sitting duck out there. And sometimes you'll actually see somebody thrown out of a game for that. Wingate was not thrown out, but it was officially a 2-6-2 putout to end the 7th inning. Be a 1-2 pitch here, foul tip at the plate. Wingate is a freshman himself, 5'11", 215 pounds, out of Frankfort, Delaware. The 1-2 by Gibney. Got him chasing, strike 3, or swinging, I should say. And that is out number 2. And the Wolverines are down to their final out. Now batting the left fielder, Kyle Schneider. Gibney, the 4th pitcher used by the Knights. That is his first strikeout. That's low. So 2-1, or I should say 1-0. NJCU, 4 runs in the 5th inning, and that's going to be the difference in this game should this lead hold up. The pitch by Gibney. Foul tip. And it's 1-1. The Gothic Knights with 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 4 in the 5th, and 1 in the 7th. Wesley with 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 7th. They have 4 hits. The Knights have 5. NJCU has taken advantage of a lot of walks. 9 given up by Wesley pitching. Ortiz, the starter, walked 8 of those 9. And now a 1-2 count here for Gibney against Schneider, who swings and misses, and the ball game is over. Sean Gibney strikes out back-to-back batters here in the 9th inning, and the Gothic Knights win their 4th game in a row. In the 9th inning for Wesley, no runs, no hits, and nobody left on. Your final score today, New Jersey City, 7 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. Wesley, 3 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. With the win today, the Gothic Knights improved to 4-3 on the year, their fourth consecutive win. The next home game for the Gothic Knights will be on Thursday, March 28th at 3:30 p.m. when they take on the Panthers of Old Westbury here in Jersey City. The next game for the Gothic Knights will be this Tuesday, March 19th at 4 o'clock when they take on the Greyhounds of Moravian in Bethlehem, PA. And then on Wednesday, we'll be at nationally ranked Swarthmore, a 3:30 p.m. start in a makeup game in PA. We thank you all for attending this year's home opener for the Gothic Knights, and we hope to see you back here again on March 28th. So that will do it here in Jersey City as the Gothic Knights, they score 4 in the fifth, and they get some strong pitching that limits the Wolverines to 4 hits all day. Offensively for the Knights, Matt Corsi, another good day, 2 for 2. He also walked 2 times, 3 RBIs. Mike Albunia, Nick Legato each drove in 2 runs. Legato scored twice, as did Tom Pulsini in a win for NJCU. No Wolverines had multiple hits. They were limited to 4 on the day. After Paul Tanasilli went the first 2 innings and allowed just 2 hits with a strikeout and a walk, Nate Facey is your winning pitcher. He's 1-0. Facey went 4 innings. He did allow 3 runs, but just 1 hit. He walked 3, struck out 1. Kyle McCabe went 1 scoreless inning, allowed just 1 hit with a strikeout. And then Sean Gibney with back-to-back strikeouts as he goes the final 2 innings. Basically perfect baseball for him, minus 1 hit batter. So 7-3 is your final score as NJCU victorious today in Jersey City. Their return from the Sunshine State a successful one as they improved to 4-3 on the season. For Shania Robinson, our third base camera today, Jim Turvey on the official stats, and our producer-director Janine Musetti making her baseball debut. She is great at directing, not so great at ducking foul balls that have no chance of getting in the press box because there's a screen in front of us. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy your St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for watching Gothic Night Baseball here on Gothic Vision. I'm Ira Thor. We'll talk to you again on Tuesday night. It'll be NJCU men's volleyball. They take on Baruch at the JMAC. Be well, everybody.